We begin with lesson number 2, Nutrition in Animals. Introduction. Students, you have already learned in the first lesson about photosynthesis, the food making process in the plant. Now, animals too need nourishment and nutrition. So, in this lesson, we will be studying about how do animals derive their nutrition. Now, animal nutrition basically includes following of the three major points. First is their nutrient requirement. What all nutrients do they require? Then the mode of intake of food. Okay, different animals have different mode by which they take inside the food. If we talk about the honeybee, it will suck the nectar. If we talk about human beings, it will pick up the food, put it into the mouth for the purpose of chewing. So the mode by which the food is taken inside is different for different organisms. Lastly, it is utilization of food in the body. Once the food is taken inside, it should not be just left like that. The final process is to utilize that food for the source of energy. How do we do that? That we will be studying in this lesson. See now, what is digestion? First topic, first definition, important one. The process of breaking complex substances into simpler substance is called as digestion. Any complex molecules cannot be directly utilized by your body and it needs to be broken into simpler one. Let me give an example. If we talk about a source of carbohydrate, like cereals like jawar, wheat are good sources of carbohydrates. Now, if you are eating a chapati made up of jawar or wheat, that will have carbohydrate as a source of energy. But your body cannot utilize that as it is a complex molecule. Carbohydrate is a complex molecule. It is quite a big molecule. That macromolecule has to be broken into simple substances. That is, carbohydrates will be broken into simple sugars. So this process of breaking the complex substances into simpler substances is called as digestion. Now, different ways of taking the food. The first subtopic of the lesson, and that is what are the different ways by which food is taken inside. If we talk about the organism, look at the chart there. The bees and hummingbirds, they will suck the nectar with the help of tube-like structures on their body. Infants of human and other animals, infants are the babies. The babies born to the humans or mammals, they initially in the first years, they will be taking the nourishment by feeding on the mother's milk, by sucking their mother's milk. But if you talk about snakes, snakes will not suck. Snakes will have other mode of nutrition, and that is it will swallow the prey directly inside the body. It will just gulp it up. The second subtopic of the lesson, that is digestion in human beings. Can you see this diagram? See here. This is starting from the mouth. The mouth is not mentioned, the mouth. After that, you can see the esophagus. After the esophagus, the food will enter into the stomach. After the stomach, the food will go into small intestine, and then the outer one, that is the large intestine. Undigested food is going down. After that, it will go, the last part of the large intestine is rectum. Can you see rectum here? And it will end into anus. Now you will talk about, if you can say, you might have a doubt rather, that this liver, right, liver, gallbladder, what are the functions of them? Why it is shown in the digestive system? Because the food that you take, it starts from the mouth, enters into your mouth, passes through the esophagus, moves into the stomach, goes into the small intestine, large intestine, and undigested one will be excreted out. So what is the purpose of this liver and gallbladder and even pancreas? They are the accessory ones they assist digestive system, and therefore they form a part of digestive system. Liver, gallbladder, pancreas secrete digestive juices. These digestive juices help in the process of digestion. That is, these digestive juices will break the complex molecule into simpler ones, and that will make it available to the small intestine and finally to the body to utilize the nutrients. Now, what happens to the food once it is inside the body? See, the food that we take in passes through a continuous canal which begins with the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. The buccal cavity, if we talk about the mouth, the oral region, anything that you eat, definitely in human beings, the first mode or the first organ that comes into contact with the food is your mouth. You will definitely take the food inside through your mouth. See, the food passes through a continuous canal which begins with the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. So, what is buccal cavity? You need to know. Buccal cavity is the entire region of mouth, including the tongue, the teeth, the gum, the palate, the jawbone. Everything includes buccal cavity. तो वहाँ से start होता है. Then the food will be passing downward. Unless there is some major issues or problem with the person, otherwise the nature holds it that the food that you take in will definitely pass downward, and this canal like structure is called as alimentary canal. The digestive system can be told as it is made up of alimentary canal which begins from the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. Now, canal can be divided into various compartments. First part, the buccal cavity, mouth and the oral region, including the tongue, the jawbone, the gums, the teeth. Okay. Then the food will pass through esophagus, tube-like structure, food pipe, we also call it as stomach. Okay. Small intestine, large intestine, and finally the anus. Each and every part we'll be studying in detail. See, we begin with the mouth and the buccal cavity. The first definition that we will study in this topic is ingestion. The process of taking the food inside the body is called as ingestion. The moment you pick up the food and put it inside your mouth, this process of taking the food inside your body, inside your mouth, is called as ingestion. So that's very important definition. Please make a note of it. Ingestion. The process of taking the food inside the body is called as ingestion. Now, the food that we eat is chewed with the help of teeth. The food that you just take it inside is not just going to get converted into simpler ones, right? The process begins, it's a mechanical process wherein you will start chewing up the food, right? आप चबाने लगते हो, खाना को खाना पड़ता है, और वो chewing के process में आपके teeth major role play करते हैं, right? Now you should remember that every teeth has a fixed socket. हर एक teeth का एक placement होता है, उनका एक gums में एक attached होते हैं वो. They have a fixed socket and fixed place, and they all vary. They all have different shapes and different functions. You can see the arrangement of teeth and different types of teeth here. Let me zoom it for you. It's here. Okay. We begin with first the incisors. See, there are altogether 8 incisors, 4 in the lower jaw and 4 in the upper jaw. You can see the incisor 1, 2, 3 and 4. Same way here. There are 8 incisors. Then what is the function of incisors? To tear anything. Okay. Then canines. If we talk about canines, you know, animals like carnivorous animal, those they eat flesh. These flesh eaters are the ones who just have to eat raw flesh, right? And they have to have sharp canines. So canines serve the purpose of tearing the animals, not only animals, anything that you need to tear. If you even open up a wafer packet, that wafer packet, just imagine, I just try it at home once, that which teeth will play a major role in that tearing process. So there are 2 canines in the lower jaw and 2 canines in the upper jaw. 1, 2. Okay, same way this side, canine 1 this side and 1 the other side. Then you go to premolars. Premolars serve the purpose of chewing, the further chewing, converting into fine particles, grinding it up. Okay, whatever food we take, it needs to be blended, it needs to be converted into very small fine particle. So there are altogether 8 premolars, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. Can you see here this one? Okay, one, let me show you with the help of this. 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 2 on the other side, premolars. Then here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now lastly, the final grinding process. Totally the food should be grinded into a very fine particle, and molars, the back side of your mouth, the tooth that you generally have, they are called as molars, and they will serve the purpose of grinding the food. Okay, so how many are there? 6 in the upper jaw, 6 in the lower jaw. So you saw the arrangement of teeth and different types of teeth. Now I will give you a small homework which you need to do. You are supposed to write and learn. You are supposed to write the definitions 2 times and learn it, digestion and ingestion definition. One more definition you will write down and learn, that is digestive system. What is the definition of digestive system? Then you are supposed to draw 2 diagrams, neat and labeled diagrams. Labeling will be with the pencil. The human digestive system and arrangement of teeth and different types of teeth. These 2 diagrams you will practice it up. You will again draw this diagram 2 times and label it up. Okay, you are supposed to write a short note on digestion in humans till the part we have completed till now.